Are you seriously thinking about moving to the Middle Tennessee area? You can't move here unless you know exactly what you're getting into. Grab a Coke, let's sit and talk. As a realtor here in the Nashville area, I have helped so many people, and I have over 15 people who've reached out to me in the last 3 months alone about considering a move to the Middle Tennessee area from California. So I've picked their brains a bit about a lot of the things that they are leaving that they hope to find here in Tennessee, and I want to share those nuances with you. Number one, don't move to Nashville if you love traffic. I understand that LA is the #1 most gridlocked city in the country for traffic. Now, let me tell you, if you talk to Nashvillians, if you talk to us who've been here for a long time, we'll tell you our traffic has gotten bad. It is nothing like what you experience there. So if you enjoy that downtime between work and home, if that's your time to unwind, then don't come to Nashville. Number two, if you don't like 4 seasons, you won't like Nashville. We have 4 seasons. If you enjoy the thrill and the adrenaline rush of the fires of California, or the very high winds, or the potential for an earthquake, then you aren't going to like Nashville. Nashville's kind of boring as far as that kind of goes. Now, you're going to hear people laugh all the time about how we don't know how to drive in snow. It's because we don't really have much. If you don't like 4 seasons, this is not going to be the place for you. So let's talk about your very high property taxes in California. I, as I mentioned, have worked with a lot of people coming from California to buying a home in Nashville, and they're very excited when they hear about the property taxes. That's one of the first questions they ask, and for good reason. A 3,100 square foot home in LA and a very small lot, the property taxes were $7,200 a year. The very same size house on Williamson County, and they paid $3,200 a year for property taxes. That's a big difference. That's a big savings. Number 4, and I don't mean to sound heartless, I really don't here. When I reach out to my people in California, when I talk to them and say, why are you considering moving? Why are you moving? A big answer for every single one of them is, I can't live near the homeless. Now, it was surprising to me to learn that 1/3 of the U.S. population of homeless people live in California. I get it. The weather is great. Again, I don't mean to sound insensitive, but you don't want to, I totally understand, you don't want to live with the homeless tents right next door. Again, I don't want to minimize things by any stretch. It's tough, but we don't have that here. Of course, we do have homeless people here. I'm not saying we don't, but to the extent of anything that I've seen, we don't have anything like that. If you don't like this, sorry, it's the way it is. We have a whole lot of programs for the homeless, especially in the wintertime. Our winters are cold, and the churches here across the city have started something that now goes across the country, which is Room in the Inn, where every night we bring in different homeless people, feed them, clothe, give them a warm place to sleep, give them breakfast the next morning, and a lunch. If you enjoy the diversity of living around a lot of homeless people and stepping over that every day when you walk to work or come home, I'm sorry, this just sounds so bad, but Nashville won't be your spot. So number 5, if you enjoy the prestige of living in the most expensive housing area of the country, then Tennessee may not be your spot. Our average cost of 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Davidson County is $349 now. The prestige of living in the most expensive state in the country doesn't do much for me, but if it does for you, then Tennessee is not your place. Another thing about Middle Tennessee that you may not like if you don't like pride in our country, pride in the United States, pride in your state. You're going to find a lot of people flying the American flag in their front yards. You're going to find a lot of people flying the state flag. Now, everything about our history is not wonderful. Everything about the country's history is not wonderful. But we here believe that that history is so important. It is what, if you don't forget it, then you don't repeat those same problems. We also believe deeply in the Constitution. And I know a lot of people challenge that and are questioning that. So if that's not a comfortable place for you to live and people around to be around, then you might want to not take a look at Tennessee. Don't move to Nashville if you're a business owner and you really enjoy the challenge of working with the very litigious and high taxes that is California and doing business in California. The top income tax rate in California is 13.5%. You do know that Tennessee does not have a state income tax, right? So let's talk about some of the everyday, don't move to Nashville if kind of things that's going to irk you, that's going to really just tear apart your day-to-day life, your lifestyle. First of all, if you have to have fresh fish, like fresh off the boat fish, like still flopping around in the pan fish, unless it is catfish or bass or some of the things that we have here. If it's an ocean-going fish, you may be pretty miserable here. You are going to get some amazing food, and we have some 5-star restaurants. You are going to get Southern, you're going to get Asian, you're going to get Thai. You're going to get a great mix of things. But if every day you like fresh fish right off the boat, moving to Nashville may not be your thing. Something else you've got to get used to. You've got to be a friendly person. We just are friendly. We want you to be friendly. You're gonna feel really weird. We're huggers. Get used to it. If you're thinking of moving to Nashville, you need to know about a couple things that people are still really complaining about. Our humidity and chiggers. Now, humidity. We do get humid. We are a humid city. We are a humid state. We're in the bottom of the bowl. We have a lot of allergies that go with that. Even if you've never had allergies before, you may well begin to get some. One thing I hear that Californians are surprised about is we do have bugs. We have chiggers. Those are the little biting nasty gnats. They either love you in your skin, you're good and tasty, that would be me, or they seem to leave you alone, and there's nothing in between the two. Chiggers are miserable. They do bite. You learn to deal with it. They're miserable. It's part of daily life here. For just a couple months of the year, you'll get used to it. Well, no, you won't. The last I can say is if you tend to do what I do, which is dictate a lot on your telephone, Siri doesn't quite understand Southern. So once you start having your accent rub off and it becomes a little more Southern, you may have more trouble with your Siri. But I gotta tell you, some of the things that she thinks we say is pretty darn funny. So I think you'll enjoy that part of it too. So I said I was gonna have a PS, and this is maybe the most important thing. Don't forget the reasons that you moved to Tennessee. In other words, the things that make us great might be a little weird to you in a while, but it's the lifestyle that we have, and it's the lifestyle that you think you wanna have. So don't change us. Come here, give it a chance, but don't immediately start changing what we do in our lifestyle. Remember what you left, and I think you'll really enjoy it here in Nashville. If that's important to you, subscribe. If it's important to you, give me a call, give me a text. Tell Siri to call me. She may still understand you. But we need to talk about it. Hey, you're still here. That's awesome. You must be interested in Nashville. Check out one of these 2 videos. I know it's got great information that'll really help you out a lot. And subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out.